Guys, it's my belief that all across this country, every year, there are millions and millions of dollars worth of wasted service calls, lost profits, held retainage, a ton of customer dissatisfaction, a bunch of wasted man hours, a whole lot of just frustration and aggravation chasing leaks on roofs that aren't created by a roof leak, they're created by a leaky HVAC unit. So in this series, that's what we're gonna look at. We're gonna try to teach you how to find and fix leaks on HVAC units. Stick around, guys. I'm pumped to share this stuff with you. Stick around, we're gonna make you a better roofer. What's up, guys? My name's Aaron here in our shop, Exterior Pro in Southern Indiana, coming at you with this video on roof leaks. You know, roof leaks are frustrating, they're expensive, they bust the confidence of the customer. You know, you put a roof on and then it leaks the next rain and you've got to go back. That busts that confidence, so we don't like roof leaks at all. But what happens when you and your guys didn't cause the roof leaks? Let's say you went out and you put this roof on, you did a good job, and then the roof leaks. You go up, you check everything out, you probe the seams, there's no holes, everything is tight and right to spec as it should be, but yet you've got a leak. What do you do now? That's kind of what we're gonna talk about in this video. It's very easy for you to go up and find a hole, find a loose seam. Yeah, you gotta go down and eat some crow if it's you or your fault, like your crew's fault. You gotta go down and eat it and say, hey, look, we did this, we left this, hey, whatever. But if you found a hole or you found an open seam and it was your fault, you fix it and you move on. That is kind of the best case scenario, honestly. I tell people, if I find a smoking gun, that's easy for me. I'll get a welder out, I'll put a patch on. But what's not easy is trying to convince people that the leak is not roof related. See, you get called for everything. That's part of roofing. You get water coming anywhere out of the building, anywhere seems like, anytime, the first person they call is a roofer. That's fine, but what it's not fine is when it's a trouble for you to try to convince them that it's not the roof. You've done a good job, but it's not the roof leaking, right? It's something other than the roof is leaking. That's what we're gonna talk about. That's what we're gonna show you how to fix in this thing. So what really separates a good roofer from a great roofer is when you go out and you run service, or maybe you put the roof on yourself and you're just doing a callback or just a leak call that you got on a job that you did. You know, it's one thing for you to say, hey, it's not me, I've checked the roof, the inspector's been out, it's under warranty, things are set up, it's right on our side, something is wrong on someone else's side, but I don't know who it is. A good roofer can determine that it's not him. You guys are good roofers, you know it's not you. But a great roofer can determine actually what it is. I don't want you to just go out and just find and just say, hey, you know what, it's not me, I'm leaving. That's just what a good roofer, a great roofer sticks with it. You're gonna find out exactly what's leaking. You're gonna help the customer figure it out. Maybe it wasn't you, but do you know what it is? And I can tell you, when you come up with the right answer, you're a superstar, man. If you're a good roofer and you leave, that's fine, you know, it's not really your responsibility. If you're gonna be a great roofer, I wanna know what is actually leaking because my customer hired me to roof. I roofed, I did a good job, but there's something going on. So I stick with that thing. That's kind of what I wanna convey to you in this. I want you to be able to stick with the job, find out exactly what's leaking, and that's what we're gonna look at. In this series, we're gonna look at a couple of the main reasons why that these units leak, right? That's what we're gonna like, the main reasons. So probably the first one would be an old unit would leak because of rust pins in the actual frame of the unit. They're old. But what happens when it's a new unit? Those also can leak through one of two ways. They can leak through installation error, where the install of the unit was wrong, and we're gonna show you some of those in this series. In video 2, we're gonna hit that very hard. Or number 3, third reason can be that the unit themselves are bad. You can have negative air pressure on doors that are actually pulling in water. You can have seams be bad of the unit itself. You can have bad welds inside the unit. All these things can lead to leaks, or a combination of these things. So that's what we're gonna focus in on. So video 1 is this one. Video 2, we're gonna get into the nuts and bolts. Video 3 is gonna be a water test. We're gonna show you how to do a water test around an area, how we do them. It's quick, it's easy, it's effective. It proves that the roof is not leaking. And then in video 4, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at just defensive roofing in general. How do you roof and cover your own tail? Right? This is the dog-eat-dog world. If someone could hang something on you and steal your retainerage or beat you up on money or blame leaks on you, if another trade, hey, they cause a mess and then they want you to clean it up, that's just how this business is. So what we're gonna show you is how we try to teach our guys to roof defensively. I don't want you guys to get caught out there. I don't want you to get beat up. I don't want you to beat other people up either, but I want you to cover your own self, protect yourself, and roof defensively. That's gonna be video 4 of this series. All right, guys, knowing how to identify leaks on an HVAC unit has been very beneficial to me, and it can be very beneficial to you too as well, and to your company. First story, I'd say probably 8 years ago, I got called out. I was the second roofer to be called. I was not the first choice. I was not the primary. I was the secondary. The primary guy said that the roof was leaking, but it wasn't him. Right? So he was the good roofer. He had the contract, he was out there, but determined that it wasn't him, so he left, wouldn't come back or whatever, for whatever reason, I don't know why. I got called as a secondary to come out and try to find out. I also went out, I conferred with the owner of that property that it was not the roof leaking, but I stuck with it, I identified where the leaks were, and I ended up with that whole contract. That was a very good job. That was a very big win for our company. Right? I didn't just leave, I stayed there. I did what they wouldn't do. I found the leaks, they were able to resolve them, and I ended up with the contract that turned into a lot of work for our company. The second reason that I made this video would be an experience that I just went through on a new construction. That one I just told you about was an older unit. It was old construction. It was a re-roofing of a big shopping center. I just went through a restaurant build that's brand new with brand new units, multiple different models of units, leaking, right? And I had to prove beyond a doubt that it was not the roof. I couldn't just say in that scenario that it wasn't me. I had to prove. That's kind of what formed the idea of this series. It cost me a lot of time and effort and energy. This job was 6 hours from my shop. So you can imagine 6 hours one way, stay in the night, 6 hours back the next day, trying to figure out what these leaks were. I know a lot more than I did. So while I was going through this big nightmare of, hey, your roof's leaking, but the roof wasn't leaking, it was HVAC, and I wasn't quite sure yet. I was still in the testing mode, which is what we're going to show you in the second video, how to test for these scenarios. You know, I was thinking to myself, this is a nightmare. Why is this happening? This is terrible. It's wasting my time, wasting my money. I'm not here on the weekends with my kids, missing church functions and all kinds of stuff. I'm getting very frustrated. But you know what? I went through that. I learned so much. Now I've taken that information, I have found and fixed these leaks in even more spots. It's even been a huge benefit to me just on other jobs. I turned right back around after I got done with this steakhouse that we did that was so far from our shop. I turned around, I said, I wonder what other jobs that this is happening on. Went back to 2 other jobs, right one of the trips that I came back once I found out what was leaking, and I found 2 pestering leaks that had been on other restaurants that no one had been able to solve. Not me, not other roofers. Why couldn't we solve them as roofers? Because they weren't roof leaks, man. That's why. I went back, I opened the door, bam, there you go. Hey, here's your roof leak HVAC, man, right? That's what this video is about. Hey, listen, I'm going to show you some really good stuff. Video 2, we're going to get into the details. I got a ton of B-roll. I'm going to show you how to test for these ways. And then I'm going to kind of lay out, since for like the last 6 months I've been in this battle, and there's things that I did that was right, but maybe not quite in the right order. So what I'm going to try to show you to do, if you run into this scenario, I'm going to kind of give you like, I wish I would have done certain things prior to other things. It would have helped me resolve the problem sooner, come to a conclusion sooner. However, it all worked out, but it extended the process. So I'm going to show you kind of what I think would be the best case scenario for finding and fixing leaks on these roof units. Guys, check out video number 2, where we're going to talk all about them. Video 3 is the water test, and 4, defensive roofing. Keep roofing, guys. Keep safe out there. We'll see you on the next one.